Hello, everybody. I'm Cindy, and you are with me in my kitchen. Today seems like a good day to make a carrot cake, so let's get started. For a carrot cake, we need 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar, 4 eggs, complements of my chickens, 2 teaspoons of baking soda, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of salt, a cup of vegetable oil, 4 cups of grated carrots, and optionally you can add some chopped walnuts. So I grated the 4 cups of carrots in my food processor. It was 4 big carrots, did the trick. I've got everything else laid out, mise en place. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to beat the eggs until they're foamy. Now, remember, you crack 1 egg at a time into a separate bowl and take a look at them to make sure that there's nothing wrong with the egg. Maybe I'm overcautious, but the worst thing you could do is to crack all your eggs in at once and then have the 4th egg be nasty and you've ruined everything. So there's 1. These are room temperature eggs. Since my eggs are fresh, I don't refrigerate them. I have a bowl that I leave out on my counter. But if you do refrigerate your eggs, remember to take them out several hours before you need them. Or if you don't, set them in a bowl of warm water, not hot, for a half hour or so to get the chill out of them. All right, there's the 3rd one. There's the 4th one. Everything looks just fine. So we're going to start the mixer and beat them until they're foamy. It'll be a couple minutes, but not much more than that. I'm going to break the yolk. Where the heck? Yeah, break the yolks so to help with them getting mixed up. I'm on a medium speed. So let's say it's going to be about 2 minutes for the eggs. Meanwhile, you can hum to yourself. I think I'll even jump the speed up from 4 to 5. All right, I'm moving the speed all the way down to 1, which they call stir, and I'm going to slowly pour in my 1 cup of vegetable oil. Slowly to give it time to all absorb into the eggs. And then once it's all absorbed in, I'll crank up the speed a little bit. I know, Not exciting at this point, but carrot cake's pretty exciting. I always tell myself, I'm just eating vegetables. Well, vegetables and a lot of sugar, unfortunately. All right, so there's that cup. Give it a little bit more speed. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to beat in the flour, 2 cups of flour, 2 cups of sugar, the baking soda, the cinnamon, and a little bit of salt. I've taken the liberty of putting all of those 3 things into this cute little cup together. So what I do is, and the instructions say to put all of this in a big bowl, and so in theory you stir it up when it's already all mixed together. But I'll just kind of put a little bit of each in as I go along. I think I'll just dump all of the cinnamon, baking soda, and salt at once. Yellow eggs are starting to look cinnamony now. They're getting a brown hint. All right, that's all the sugar. Here's all the flour. Okay. And now we have a beautiful mixture. Since this doesn't have butter, I don't have to worry about the butter getting stuck on the bottom. So it's going to be all absorbed nicely with the vegetable oil. And that looks good to me. So at this point, to put in the carrots, I'm going to take it off the mixer. Scrape down the blade, of course. And this recipe makes 2 8-inch cake layers. I think you could even do a 9-inch, or of course a 9 by 13 sheet pan, which we would call a quarter sheet. All right, that's good. All right, now we're going to mix in the carrots. And I don't do it on the mixer. I do it while I just stir them in. So you can see the background. You can see all these beautiful little bits of orange carrots. 4 cups is a lot. It takes a while to grate them in my food processor. Before we had food processors, we all had to use those box graters to grate things like this. And oh man, that took forever. And you always ended up scraping the side of your thumb. Okay, so now it's mixed up nice. And walnuts are optional. I have maybe a half a cup of walnuts here, so that I'm going to throw in. I already chopped them up. So there's the walnuts. All right, this recipe was given to me by a woman that was teaching a Wilton decorating class that I took a long time ago, like 30 years ago maybe. And it's been my go-to carrot cake recipe ever since. So now we're going to get our cake pans, which are here, and our Bake Easy release spray, and our silicone pan liners. If you don't have silicone pan liners, you want to take a piece of parchment paper and cut out a circle that fits in your cake pan. But first I'm going to spray them, especially the sides, because, you know, the bottom's going to have a silicone circle. There's nothing worse than having your cake stuck to the side of the pan. We'll put these circles in. A lot of my baking cake pans and baking sheets maybe are from Wilton, but these are a different brand. I think they're called Fat Daddy-O's because they're extra tall. If you're specifically making a cake with a little extra batter because you want to torte the cake, you want to cut a layer or each layer in half through the middle, then you want a tall pan. All right, let's spread in the batter. And I'm not going to measure it. I'm going to eyeball it. I think I said in the my chocolate cake video that if you're making a specific cake for an event to sell, then you might want to put them on the kitchen scale and weigh them to make sure that you're giving each cake the same amount of batter. Okay, so now we're ready to put the baking strips around the cake pans. Remember, it helps the outside bake slower so that it doesn't get done faster than the inside. So I've got them soaking in water, because that's what you do. These are nice. They're made by King Arthur and they've got Velcro on them, so I don't have to fumble to try to fit the straps through a loop. So much easier. All right, now they're ready to put into a 350-degree oven for 35 to 40 minutes. Maybe it needs more than that. I always say you got to know your oven. You got to know how your oven bakes, whether you're going to need more or not. So let's stop here, and next time you see me, I will have cakes that are done baking. Okay, the cakes are out of the oven, and here they are. This is what they look like. You can see that the edges have slightly pulled away from the pan, and that's a good indication that they're done, and that the bottom maybe has sunk in a little bit. That's okay. When I poked them with the toothpick, it came out clean. These actually took 45 minutes to bake, so you want to start, again, you got to know your oven, start checking them. You may need to give them a little more time. So I'm going to let these cool completely in the pans. Then I'm going to take them out of the pan, put them in parchment paper, and put them in the oven. Oh, listen to me. Put them in the freezer for the rest of the day and overnight, actually, because the next video I make is going to be doing the cream cheese frosting, and I will be frosting them with that. I like to frost cakes when they have been chilled really well because there's not as many crumbs, and as they thaw or come to room temperature inside the frosting, you get a lot more moisture. So nice moist cakes. So that's it for today. Here's our carrot cakes. I hope you enjoyed the video. the recipes in the comments as always. And if you want to leave me a comment, ask me anything, tell me if you liked it, that's fine too. Okay. Until next time, this is Cindy saying have a lovely rest of your day.